Hey everybody, welcome back to Gears and Glory. I'm Soph, joined today by Britt. Say hi, Britt.
Hello.
We're trying to remember to introduce ourselves at the beginning of episodes. It's happened twice so far. We'll see if it sticks. Yeah, another episode of Gears and Glory. We know there has been no races, so we decided to treat you to a couple of headlines since the season's ended. Because obviously we talked about the season ending. We debriefed a little bit of that. We debriefed it with James Coker in his interview also, which shout out James. Great time interviewing him. Super easy to interview. 10 out of 10. Yeah, so we're just gonna go over some of the headlines that have been happening, keep you in the know, get you your little F1 fix in the meantime. Yeah, a little short episode to keep us occupied during the holiday season. So, as our first holiday gift for you, perhaps, there weren't like necessarily headlines about it, I would say, but it was all over F1 talk, F1 Insta, whatever, of there has to be something about like there's a magnet in MBS's hand and the other side of the magnet is inside Lando Norris's head.
Yeah.
Because it was at the FIA gala, the one that Max, I think that was where Max was like, and I have the flu. And then someone saw him online on Discord. He was like actually sick. Um, like sue him. He's 20, he's what, 28. He feels sick. He's not gonna go to a public event, but he's gonna play video games. Like, oh, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly what any other man would do.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's not even what we're talking about here. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Lando's hair. Like, yeah, sure, it's curly, but there's like no. If it wasn't Lando Norris and it wasn't MBS and it wasn't at the FIA gala, if I was out on the street and I saw an older man grab a younger man's hair like that, I'd be like, that's a lot. Are they in a relationship?
It was very intimate. Both 3 occasions because he did it in the cool down room, he did it at the podium, and he did it on stage at the gala when he got given the trophy. And it's just
With an
too
audience is crazy.
much. It's too much. It's very inappropriate. And
It is weird. It is weird.
he never did that to Max. He never did it to Lewis.
Yeah, who was it that was talking? Oh, here we go again. So shouts out the Red Fucking Flags podcast all over again. But they were talking about how it's like it's like odd and it almost is like the way that like, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but like Lando's personality and his disposition is less like I'm gonna like a dog that would snap at you versus a dog that wouldn't. Like, yeah, I'm gonna like mess
Yeah.
with the ears and play with the ears of the dog that's not gonna snap at me like 100%. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on. Of like Max would bite. Max would be like, absolutely do not do that. I don't care if we're in front of a bunch of people. I will tell you off for touching me without permission. Which is also like a weird consent thing and like kind of like ownership over like Lando's his boy, but like his in terms of like ownership like that. And so it's just like it's a whole weird thing with like, oh, maybe he's just being cool with it because he's the literal president of the FIA, but then does that call into question like the role of power and power imbalances and just like it's just weird. It's just weird. And I think here's what I think. This isn't a hot take. I think MBS should stop doing that. I think he should stop.
I think everyone agrees with you there. Because it's making everyone uncomfortable.
It's
like
weird.
I don't know. It's weird to me. Very weird.
It's weird to watch too.
Imagine
It
winning the biggest achievement available in F1, and people are not talking about you winning. They're talking about MBS pulling your hair on stage when you accept your trophy. Like
that's crazy.
That image
Why
is
are
now,
we talking about someone getting their hair pulled?
it's tainted now, that moment.
It's just crazy. It's just nuts. Well, the FIA gala actually had a lot going on. Now that we're talking about it, I'm remembering a bunch of things of like, wasn't that where they had the trophy and like they just, excuse me, covered Oscar with it? Like he was just like in the middle behind the trophy. And it's like, no, tell us you have a favorite child. Like you've been saying you don't have one. No, literally. No, and Like, thank God. Honestly, thank God Oscar seems to have a really good sense of humor. Because if he didn't,
Yeah. People were comparing it to, like, they were making comparison memes of that scene in Monsters Inc. where they get put on the
yes,
cover and then the
Mike
camera
Wazowski.
goes over Mike Wazowski
Mm,
on TV, sorry, not on the magazine. And it, like, it's so true. It's exactly it. Um,
yeah.
but also at the gala a little bit later. So there are two things that I want to talk about if we're on the topic of the gala. So the
Yes,
first one,
I am also looking of a post. So you
yeah,
start.
the first one being that Oscar also played with Lando's hair. I imagine as a inside joke. He like
Wait, I
scruffed
didn't
his
see
hair,
that.
but the happiest I have ever seen both of them. Genuinely, they were both loving that moment. They loved it. They
Maybe
were.
it was like, well, was it before or after the MBS thing? Because
I
if it
think
was
it was after.
after,
I think it was
maybe it's
after.
like a reset of like, okay, the last person to have touched my hair and grabbed it isn't NBS.
Yeah.
No offense, but like it's weird. I feel
Well,
like it's way easier to take that from someone who you spend literally every week of the year with,
I
basically.
think I think after Abu Dhabi, it was already an inside joke of MBS pulling Lando's hair in the cool
Yeah.
down room and like on the podium. So I think it was already like an inside joke, and then it happened again, and Oscar's like, happened again.
But yeah, I feel like, I mean, even that's almost generous from Oscar to be like, let's, like, it's a joke. Remember, it's a joke. Like, because 100% that could feel like so icky. It's like, I
Yeah,
don't know, it's almost like, and it's so interesting to me because it almost, okay, this is crazy. Ride this out with me really quick. It almost sexualizes the relationship by doing something like that without consent because it's almost like getting hit on as a woman at a
mm,
bar by a man that you don't want to, and like they say something really icky and you're like, ew, gross, no thank you, haha, I have to be polite because I don't want to get murdered walking out of here.
yeah,
Two, if you're like with your girlfriends and then they say the same thing to you that the man said but in a funny voice, it's like, ugh, like it takes so much of the weight off of it, and that's, I think, what's weird about it.
yeah,
In like possibly a hot take, I don't know, it like part of it I think feels weird because it has that edge to it of like there's not like permission and it's a weird thing to do, but it's also like in situations where Lando has to be polite about it, like that's
yeah,
weird, you know,
exactly.
I don't know.
The other thing, which I think is what you were looking to find that I want to bring up, is what Zach Brown said on the stage when he was giving his speech, I think, for winning the constructors and also the World DC. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, Soph, I'm sure you found the quote, but he was saying to Lando and Oscar both, like, don't look at me as if you had better options. And then he pointed at Oscar and said, you had fucking Alpine. And everyone laughed and it was this big thing. And I was like, once again, Oscar is the butt of the joke. When he got majority of that, though they won the constructors when Oscar was still ahead in the championship. I'm fairly sure. So like, let's not discredit everything that Oscar did to win that constructors this year.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, and here's the thing, like, I know, I like know men like that. Like, that's so, he's like a quintessential American man. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but there is kind of a brashness to the humor
Mm.
sometimes, where it's like very bro humor, very
Yeah, very frat boy humor.
traditionally masculine, like take it, and like I understand, like, well, maybe I don't understand. I wonder if perhaps the FIA gala is almost treated a little bit like a roast, although I wouldn't imagine it to be, but the way Zach Brown treats it, it feels a little bit that way of like
Mm.
almost Comedy Central-esque type behavior,
Zach Brown treated it as if like rubbing it in everyone else's face.
which,
That
and that's one thing I don't like about when
so
winners are like that.
like if we compare, I don't want to compare Christian Horner because behind closed, like he was very similar to Zach in a few ways. But Toto, if we compare it to Toto,
Mm.
miles and in between both of them.
Yeah, and I think maybe I feel like there's a difference between confidence and cockiness, and I think sometimes that line gets a little hazy with the way that the McLaren PR has come out, at least. And that again goes back to, and I've said it time and again, and even I didn't say it in the beginning. I think it was Gunther Steiner who said it, and by I think I mean I know it was. That like McLaren are learning to be winners, and
Mm,
part of that is the PR that comes with all of it, and coming on the
yeah,
radio and congratulating your driver in a way that's not going to be remembered as cringe for the rest of time. No offense, but like that's a really dad move, and like maybe in like 2 years or 3 years we'll be able to look back and be like, haha, what a dad joke for Zach to make.
mm,
And like the way you excuse family members' behavior, but like
mm,
it's just like right now, like that was cringe. This
yeah,
joke feels like towing the line at Thanksgiving dinner or something, like it's
yeah,
just like pushing it a little too much
yeah. And like
for me at least.
Gunther Steiner is absolutely correct, and he said that at the like middle of the season, and it's
Oh, he
still.
said that so yeah, he said that so long ago.
But like we can look like Red Bull in their first couple of years of winning, they were also like they've always been looked at as the immature team, like, and they've always been discredited as like like an old money,
Newer.
luxury,
Mm.
really pristine team. Like they've always had that sort of stigma with them, and yeah, they were sometimes a little bit unprofessional in their winning seasons, like in comparison to teams like Mercedes or Ferrari, which had been a more historical team. So like it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, McLaren, even though they are a historical team, this is not the team that won 30 something years ago. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're completely different. Um,
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. It brought talking about that reminded me of so many things and just like brought so much back up for me.
yeah. But let's move on from the F1 gala.
Mm-hmm.
But still on the topic of McLaren and Lando will be taking the number one number next year. He's already brought out merch. We've already seen the pictures in the black
The
fireproofs.
mock-ups, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
So he's taking it and running with it. His Instagram is still LN4. So because if they change that handle LN4 to LN1, someone is going to take LN4 and then they're not going to be able to get it back if he doesn't win next year and he has to go back to 4. So
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do with
Well,
that.
yeah. Well, and we've talked about this at length also, like, and I think it goes hand in hand with like the ownership of it, of like not only does like the sentiment of Lando like owns LN4, owns, and even like typed out, because that's what I was thinking of, but we've talked at length about how 4 is so associated with Lando, like it's such an associated number, and maybe it's just because Max has had the number 1 for so long that we're like, oh, like MV1 is like the hashtag to tag Max posts with or stuff like
Mm,
that. But like MV33 is still also out there.
mm,
But it feels, and I don't know, maybe it's a time thing, is he also. So I'm like trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but like it feels less weird for Max to change his number, which also in the number conversation, Max is going to 3, not
yeah.
33. So I have been really emotional about that the past couple weeks
Yeah,
for sure.
Max Eelhart cannot handle it. Also, I don't know if you've seen, but
Mm.
if you mirror the 3,
There's a 1
the,
inside.
there's a 1 inside.
Love
The
it.
the the like inside shape of the 3 is the exact same.
Like the old F1 logo used to
Yeah,
have the with like the swipes out to the side.
yeah,
It used to have the 1 on the inside. Yeah.
yes, it's exactly like that. So if you haven't seen it, it's like the same font that Max used for MV1 on all of his merch, and he's like chuck that in there, which I think is very cheesy, and I love it. It's very
Yeah. No, it's definitely a clever move. I do love it. But yeah, that's been part of the conversation. But one thing that, cuz like LN4 is spelled out. So it's LNFOUR, right?
yeah, yeah,
And here's what, I'm not in marketing per se, but I've had a lot of experience with marketing. You need to be careful what things are going to spell. So if you go LNONE, it's L none.
yeah.
And that's not good. That's not energy that I want to be projecting. I don't want to have none in any of my handles. So
No,
it's just such an interesting question of like, does then 4 become part of the brand outside of his number? Is like he just like
mm,
have claim over the number 4? because I don't think that like Max dealt with it that way,
But I
you
also know
know?
that 33 was a part of Max's brand, as big as it is Lando's, either.
Yeah. So
Because
it's just
like
interesting.
it was his whole website and everything. Like his whole and like he has Quadrant as well. So yeah.
There's so many ways that four laddered up into like the brand outside of being simply his race number
Yeah. I
that
think
I
it
think makes it that much harder to like not allow because like it's not up to us, but to like process, I guess is a better word. To like process that shift to one. But yeah, I really hope they don't if they do LN1, I really hope they don't spell it out because then it's just L none.
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, so I think that'll be interesting to see where that how that all plays out.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, interesting. All right, what else has been happening
Oh
in
yeah, there is the Arvid. There's the Liam Isak breakup to
uh,
Liam
yeah.
Arvid pipeline. Um and I
And the
think I
Yuki
mean it's been
departure.
say again?
And the Yuki departure. We can't forget that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Well, I no, yeah, let's talk about Red Bull for a while because lest we forget the helmet of it all also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell we planned this so extremely thoroughly in advance. Okay, so Red Bull family, right? We've got Arvid coming in. We've got Isaac promoted to Max's teammate in Red Bull, which I actually think, and we'll get into this when we like talk about that more in earnest, but like has I think a pretty healthy mindset going into that. We've got Helmut's departure, whether that be by his terms or not, and the whole scandal with that.
Mm,
Um, and Yuki is reserve, is testing driver.
yeah.
Yeah. You can tell I'm really attached to these drivers that are like not in the sport anymore as I wear my Logan Sargent hoodie. Wait, the Denver Broncos are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, like Florida NFL team. Well, one of them. There's multiple. I don't keep as in the know with NFL lately, but last I checked, they were tied, and I might check the score while we record, actually, now that I remembered. But yeah, where should we start with like Red Bull movement?
Um, Look, I don't think that it was a shock that Arvid was going to be moving up. I think that everyone sort of knew that all of this was
Yeah.
coming, but it actually coming out was it was
Tough.
weird to like know that it was real.
Well, yeah, it's so interesting because, and again, I'll say it again. I have said it in the past. Like, I love how much gossip plays a role in this sport of like, oh, like we'll send posts in the G&G Instagram group chat and stuff like that. Um, and like we'll like know that things based off of like the source is basically confirmed. But having like the F1 account posted, like that's when you know it's like real. And that's so interesting to me because I saw this one meme. I can't remember who posted it, probably F1 troll to be honest. But it was the scheme from Friends where it's, oh, who is it? Like Chandler is telling Rachel and Joey or something, or Phoebe and one of them, that he and Monica are in a relationship. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is the first I've heard of that. And that's
Yeah.
like how the
It's
whole F1, because it's like, you can't celebrate it before it's official. And then once it's official, you've heard about it through rumors for so long that it's like, okay, yeah, doy. But
yeah,
then like the celebration gets like muddled and lost because the like energy once the news is new, the newness wears off.
yeah,
And so once it's like made official, it's like, well, okay, yeah, like I like pretty much knew that.
yeah, exactly. There have only been two breaking news things that have actually shocked me. And
Mm,
that's because the announcement was made so fast after the rumors started that it was like still in that shock period. And that was
shock,
Lewis
yeah.
Ferrari and Christian Horner getting demoted. Those two,
Yeah.
those were the only two because they were so like there were still rumors going around beforehand. But with
Yeah.
Lewis, it was like, nah, I don't know. Like, you know, Mercedes is him. Like that's the
Yeah,
whole
that
thing.
would be shocking.
And then with
Yeah.
Christian, like I didn't think that they would actually do it, and they did it. Whoa.
Yeah, that was me honestly with Daniel last, or I guess 2024 season. I was so in denial. I was like, they wouldn't. How strange that they released the denim t-shirt in Singapore. That's not denim wearing to me. Austin, why wouldn't they just
this
save it
doesn't mean
until Austin?
this doesn't mean anything.
Put me out of my misery. Put
Yeah.
me out of my misery. I was in such hardcore denial. And then it happened, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah. We were all in denial.
Yeah.
But not with this Red Bull announcement.
Not
As
at
much
all. This
as
one's
you,
been months.
I really hope that he gets his restaurant now. I hope that he gets to open his sushi restaurant.
Yes.
That would
He's like
be
Kimi Räikkönen energy of like, it's more like a hobby. Just
yeah,
want to have my restaurant.
yeah.
Which, yeah, whatever he wants to do with this post Red Bull racing era, I want for him. He's been through a lot. He think he's grown a lot as a person because I remember
Mm,
watching the first couple seasons of DTS and it was like, oh, this guy's got to like clean up his act and you
yeah,
know, fix his vocabulary quite a bit or like all the radio they're never going to show him on the radio messages, which like they still have to
which they
blip out a
really
lot,
don't.
but it's gotten a lot better. And that whole journey, like I don't think he's had it easy and I hope that he takes a little bit of solace in knowing that he did something hard and he did it super well.
Yeah,
Like it's one thing to do something that's tough, but like to have done it well. And I'm sure people will argue with like, did he do it well? Like, was he actually really up there with Max? Let's
yeah.
look at the track record. Max eats teammates for breakfast. Like,
Exactly. Yuki is his what, like seventh teammate since Daniel left?
it's
Like,
insane. The memes. Well, and then with Christian's departure and then Helmet, like the meme of like all of the angels at like St. Peter's Gate in heaven.
yeah,
Just saying, like, oh, join us.
join
That
us.
whole meme is just, they're running out of space. Like the image is going to have to get taller or wider to account for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I am
So,
very excited for the Isaac Max pairing. I think it is so funny though to me that Isaac is at Red Bull because he is a Lewis fan. Like he's come out
so funny.
so many times that he's a Lewis fan, and like obviously all the rookies very clearly respect and love all the drivers on the grid because we always see
Yeah.
them in the driver's parade and everything. You know, blah blah blah. I just think that like it's just funny. It's just ironic. But
It does make sense to me though, them as like a pairing more than maybe some of the other drivers. Like with Yuki and Max, like they have to do socials, promos, stuff together and like
mm,
you know, they're coworkers, right?
yeah,
But it's like I don't know why I feel like Isak and Max have a little bit more ability to, maybe because we don't know Isak so much, maybe because nobody is like, he hasn't gotten like pigeonholed into any sort of trope yet.
yeah,
That there's like more freedom for him to like find his like well, I don't know, maybe it's the V carb socials that make Isak seem super fun, but it feels like there's an opportunity for that to have a little bit more of a role back at Red Bull. Although with Max in charge, I was watching him, they like did a bit where they like reviewed old like holiday posts of like Max and Daniel, and Max was like, I was 18, I didn't know I could say no, basically, to like standing in an elf costume next to Daniel in a full Santa beard.
yeah,
Because, and that's the thing, like we know Daniel's gonna say yes to those things.
yeah. And Max was like, if Daniel says yes, like then I'll say yes.
Yeah, like what am I gonna say? I'm gonna be the one person to say no. Like, so no, I think that was really funny to watch him debrief, but hopefully Isaac can bring a little bit of like that energy back. I mean, Max is very settled down these days, you know, even with his little bursts of Mad Max moments. You know, he's got his daughter and P and Kelly and like the whole family, and
Always cat.
he's settled down.
Yeah, he's in his wish list era. For those Taylor Swift fans, you'll understand.
I was gonna say he got wifed up.
Soon.
Oh my god, that's the best kind of partner, is a simp partner. LOL. Anyways. All right. Oh, I did forget to mention this. I've been watching a lot of Heated Rivalry. I know a lot of the girls are watching Heated Rivalry. this is maybe like the half headline in between. But Nicole Piastri, apparently, Oscar Piastri's mother, in case you don't know, liked a post of one of the actors from Heated Rivalry, and the reasoning he gives, like, the quote is taken so out of context and, like, so specifically for the context of the show. But one of the actors of the show was quoted saying basically, like, Oscar has bottom eyes. And Nicole Piastri liked a post about that. But if you listen to the whole quote and reasoning that he gives, is basically this actor found a lot of inspiration out of Oscar Piastri's post-race interviews in the media pen, because even in moments where he was like down, when he wasn't having his best performances, when he was losing ground in the championship, he had a ever-present like spark of, I don't want to say like desire, but like the desire to win still. Like the competitive edge was never gone, even when he was feeling down. And so like that's the whole quote.
Yeah.
To like give it context, which I do think is really accurate. But
I
yeah, it
think
is hilarious
I
to
think
me
the
also.
post that his mum liked was actually a picture or like a gif of Oscar sitting in the car, like looking up at his engineer, and then the quote on top of it, like the tweet said, Oscar, and he's like, this is what they meant when they were saying that Oscar has bottom eyes or something. Like, I don't know. It was not like the actual quote.
And then they all do when they look at their engineer. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
just to give
like,
it a little bit more color, if you've only seen the like little chunk of the quote, the reality is like the sense, because there's a lot of like the show's called Heated Rivalry, so there's a lot of rivalry, there's a lot of winning and losing and things, and like it's hockey, so there's like, it's super brutal and super competitive, and I think that that's something that all sports share. That's, it feels like a really silly thing to say, like of course all sports share competitiveness, like there can only be one winner. But I
yeah.
do think it's interesting to see now that we have so much of our favorite athletes accessible to us, especially right after like games and matches and stuff,
Mm,
to like read from that for television. So anyway, that's just interesting to me.
yeah.
um let's see, we have coming up Secret Santa. Secret Santa's coming up. And so we have compiled the list of who has who. So spoiler alert, if you want to be surprised, I guess don't. I guess skip till the next chapter on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
But F1 posted the video of all the drivers drawing each other. So I'm just going to run through the list, which Britt was very nice and kind to transcribe from me when we were watching the video. So Nico has Fernando. I'm going to try and jump around and go this order. So Nico has Fernando. Fernando has Alex. Alex has Lando. Lando has Kimi Antonelli. Kimi has Pierre. Pierre has Charles, which we love. Big fans of that. Pierre has Charles. Charles has George, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. George has Nico Hulkenberg. And then that kind of closes that loop, because so like all those people are gifting to each other. Then Liam has Isaac, which also I love personally. A little sad that they have to like basically break up as teammates, but Liam has Isaac. Isaac has Carlos, which I think is very fun. I'm really looking forward to see, because I feel like that won't be a serious gift.
No.
Isaac has Carlos. Carlos has Lance. Lance has Oscar. Oscar.
I actually think that he's going to give Oscar a good gift.
I feel like he's probably a good gift giver, Lance, in that he has a lot of money.
I also think that because he's so introverted, I think that he's an observer. So, like, he really takes in a lot of, like, I think he's an observer and, like, a listener. And I think that he really knows, like, the drivers. And I think
I hope so.
The gift was pretty good too. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Alonso maybe, and he had a good gift, or maybe it was Alex. I don't know, but I think he had a good gift last year, and he also has the budget. So
yeah, oh my god, 100%. No, 100%. So Lance has Oscar. Oscar has Esteban. Esteban has Gabby. Gabby has Yuki. Yuki has Franco. Franco has Ollie, and Ollie has Liam. And that's like the rest of the grid.
Mm.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what the rookies get for everybody because they've had the least amount of time with everyone. It was funny when Carlos was asked if he was going to be nice or get like a gag gift. He was like, "No, I think I'll try to be a good person." Which was so funny to me. And they like put like a filter on him and like zoomed in a little bit, like
Oh, that's
I'll
funny.
try to be a good person. It was so funny. I'll have to send it to you after this.
Yeah.
But notably, and Britt called this out, Max and
Yeah.
Lewis are not participating.
Yeah. So when we did the little run through to make sure that we had everyone, I was like, there's only 18 pairings here. Like, where are the other two? And I was like, oh my God, Max and Lewis. Instantly, Soph said, maybe they have each other. And I said, maybe they're not doing it. So I don't know what you guys think. Do you think that they have each other? Or do you think that they're not doing it at all? Because both are very highly likely options. I can imagine that they would not want to do it, but also if they had to do it, I think they would.
Yeah.
So yeah. What does everyone think? What's what you think?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, keep your eyes on the F1 YouTube. This is not sponsored, by the way. We just love we just love them. Keep your eyes on the F1 YouTube channel. I think that's where they'll be posting, like where they do all of the Grill the Grid stuff.
Yeah, it hasn't been posted yet. I think it comes out maybe Christmas Eve, from memory, I think, which will
Do you
be
guys celebrate Christmas Eve or Christmas Day in Australia?
Christmas Day.
Okay. We do Christmas Eve. Well, my family does because we're from Colombia.
Ah,
So we do, yeah. And it's not like Santa or anything. It's baby Jesus because it's a Catholic country. So baby Jesus brings you your gifts.
that's so cute.
And he leaves them under your pillow, like the Tooth
Oh,
Fairy, not under the tree.
how do your presents fit under your pillow?
Well, sometimes they peek
How
out.
logistically did that work as a
Well,
child?
so you go down for dinner, for Christmas Eve dinner, and you're opening the gifts that everybody did get each other, which are under the tree. So those are all the gifts that people got for you. And
Uh-huh.
then my mother, I guess baby Jesus to this day manages to find a moment when I'm distracted and then I go to bed and I'm like, oh my God, Mom, baby Jesus got me something. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute. Mums were
So
truly the reason for Christmas spirit.
yeah, never grow out of it. Never grow
Yeah.
out of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
the last piece, and this was like the main reason we did this style of episode is
Yeah.
because I want to complain about something. I want to complain about the fact that I have like 4 edits like to post on my Instagram for manual overtake mode. And then lo and behold, a couple days ago, every news story is mom is going away. It's just going to be manual overtake or overtake mode. And I don't know what's real. What's her name? I don't know who she is.
And what is her name?
Give me a picture of her government ID. Because I don't know if it's mom, Mo, I don't know. I'm not going to steal her identity. I just want the last 4 numbers of her credit card and the number on the back of the card. That's all I'm looking for.
Oh, it's a simple request, please.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you have a preference between the names? I guess.
DRS.
Yeah, first of all, moment of silence for DRS. She was a baddie.
No, I don't know. I'm kind of I feeling different about it. I don't think I have opinions on it.
Because the thing is, I feel like I spent so long trying to get used to mom, manual overtake mode. And I was like, they're really going to call it mom. Like, I was so anti-mom at first.
Yeah.
And then I like literally sat through the whole season being like, I guess we're going to have to deal with mom next season. It's hilarious to say.
It's so funny, yeah.
And they took that from us.
That's not the case. Hey, can you imagine the memes if it was going to be called Dad and then they took it away? Can you imagine the memes? Oh my God.
Well, because that's the other thing. I have like informational posts all about mom. and I'm making, you know, the post of like, it's the meme, and it's like the gravestone, and then it's the Flash. It's from the show The Flash. CW's The Flash, and there's the one guy going like in
Grant
front of
Gustin.
it. Right. I want to do that. And so on the gravestone, I have DRS. What do I put on top of the guy?
Yeah.
Mom? Overtake mode? Manual overtake?
I guess it's gonna have
Attack
to
mode?
be,
Like, let's just make it Formula E, you know? Like,
yeah, I guess it's just gonna have to be overtake mode. That's what
I know.
everyone's,
And then I'm like,
that
it
seems
would
to
be
be
funny to layer them of
yeah,
like, this was killed by mom, but then that meme was killed by manual overtake, which was killed
yeah.
by overtake mode. Then I'm like, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
So
If you have any meme options as well, leave them in the comments for Soph, and then she can bring them to life.
please, it's me, you, me, and Photoshop. It's you,
Yeah.
the commenter, me, Photoshop. We're all holding hands.
Yeah. And we're
Yeah,
going in.
I can make it happen.
Yeah. But that really brings us to the end of the headlines that we wanted to talk about for this episode. So yeah.
Yeah. We will
Uh,
do a full regulation set update
yeah.
episode once we also understand them a little better, because I'm still trying to grapple with active arrow. That's going to be a lot for me to process, but
Yeah. I
we will
think
process it so that you just have to consume it, and we'll get there eventually.
yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
once the car launches start happening, they'll probably start posting
Oh,
more.
February.
And I think in over the like summer break, F1 will start posting more about like 2026 regulations explained as well, because that'll be like a good piece of chunk of content for them too. So I think that we'll learn a lot
Mm-hmm.
in these next couple of weeks that we will digest and spit out into bite-sized pieces for you.
Baby bird. We'll baby
So
bird it to you.
yeah, exactly. Your mama birds. So ready to go.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Well, yeah. That is what
yeah,
we have for you today. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Thank you for
yeah.
listening this year. If you're a new listener, thank you for listening this year. If you're not a new listener,
Thanks for coming back.
and yeah,
Continuing. And we'll see you in the next episode.
absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.